Hello everyone, good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you're watching me from, you're welcome to my channel. If you have not subscribed, please do subscribe to my channel, like and share. Click the notification button so that when I'm on, you will be able to be notified. Today is the victory for Prince Harry regarding his court case, wanted to sue the Sun and some other UK media to court. So today she's been granted that the court has actually granted him to take them to court. There's a part of it I didn't personally I didn't like, because the court kind of say, well, the judge like, well, you can't take this evidence with you because it's too old. So we're not going to allow you to use that evidence against them in court. So the case is going to start in January. But here we are. For Harry, it's victory, because this is all he always wanted to do. Bring them to accountability, because they need to be accountable to somebody, because all that they have done to hurt people's life, just make their life miserable, getting some private information that shouldn't be out there. They should decide what they want to share. If they choose to share all their life without no restraint, it's up to them, it's them. But if you have to pay some people, make some kind of way in order to find information, hack their phone and all of that, that's not too good. Nobody will like it. Nobody will like it. Nobody. Anyway, I'm speaking for myself and some people that I know that they won't like that. Nobody will like that, really. But today he's been granted that victory to take them to court. So I'm going to play the video for you to hear for yourself, and then let me know what your thoughts are. You think it's okay, or you think he shouldn't take them to court? What was your thought? You just watch it and let me know.
This is big news for Prince Harry, because he has, of course, been involved in a number of cases, and this means that he can take his case against NGN newspapers to trial. Just a reminder that Prince Harry is involved in lots of others, so just in case there's any confusion, this isn't the one against the Mirror or the Associated Newspaper Group. This is against News Group newspapers, which is the publisher of The Sun and the now defunct News of the World newspapers, and he had argued that he wanted this to go to trial. We know that he has been determined to see accountability for what he says are injustices in the way that the press handled stories about Prince Harry's life and his private personal life. So this is a big step for him, that this now does go to trial. It looks like here that there are some parts that will not be discussed. Remember, Prince Harry was trying to establish, I'm just going through the judgment now, it literally has just dropped, so bear with me while I read some of this. But it says here, I consider that the Duke's claim for voicemail interception are time barred, both in relation to the News of the World and The Sun. That is because the Duke has no realistic prospect of establishing at trial that before the applicable date he did not know and could not, with reasonable diligence, have discovered facts that established a worthwhile claim in that regard. I think this is to do with the phone hacking, because remember, Prince Harry, when he brought this initially to a preliminary hearing earlier this summer, he wanted to be able to rely on some evidence to talk about how information was gathered. He is, of course, seeking damages for unlawful information gathering. That is things like phone hacking and also blagging, which he alleges happened at the Sun newspaper and the News of the World newspapers. The group, of course, the newspaper group, of course, denies it, and Prince Harry had wanted to rely on what he said was a secret agreement between Buckingham Palace and the newspaper, which he says is the reason why he didn't bring his case forward earlier. The newspaper group had wanted to have his case thrown out of court, saying that the alleged offences that he's talking about occurred too long ago. So, in other words, the limitation period that he has to bring a claim is over. Prince Harry's lawyers had argued that the judge consider extending that limitation period, because they say that he wasn't aware of those alleged offences until much later, because of course the secret nature of them, and they say that he has evidence of this secret agreement between palace officials and the newspaper group, which he wants to rely on in court. And if he does, of course, that would mean we would all find out about it, because the court case would, of course, be public. But a reminder that this is separate to the trial that we saw Prince Harry appear in the building behind me just a few weeks ago. That was for a separate claim. Prince Harry has quite a few. I'm just going to carry on reading this while I throw back to you.
Just want to come in and just mention something that's crossing the wires now, and that's that News Group Newspapers has said that this is a significant victory from their part. And again, just worth reminding you is that this High Court ruling is allowing part of Prince Harry's claims to go ahead. And News Group Newspapers is framing that as a significant victory on their part. So again, if just very simply, just to sum up for us, which parts are able to go ahead and which aren't, and kind of relative to what we saw more recently with Mirror Group Newspapers, where the vast majority of Prince Harry's claims did go to trial.
So it looks like, from what I'm reading here, and I'm just reading this as I'm speaking to you, that the judge isn't satisfied, Mr. Justice Fancourt isn't satisfied that there is enough evidence that Prince Harry knew about the phone hacking, that he didn't know about the phone hacking when he says he didn't know about the phone hacking. So a reminder that this was about whether or not he should have brought his claims earlier. The newspaper group had said that he was out of date to bring his claims. And the judge saying there is no evidence currently before me that the Duke knew before the applicable date that NGN had done anything other than hack his mobile phone. So I think this is what the newspaper group is talking about when it says it is a significant victory, because it appears to me, from what I'm reading here, that on that count, certainly they seem to have had that victory. And of course, for Prince Harry, that part would be a blow, because he has wanted to bring all of this stuff into light. He has talked about how it has been on his personal life and how he wants to discuss this and bring all of this evidence to light in a court case.
Let's bring in now the full statement from a spokesperson for News Group Newspapers that I previously mentioned, was the former owner of News of the World, the current owner, of course, of the likes of The Times and The Sun. They say the High Court has today, in a significant victory for News Group Newspapers, dismissed the Duke of Sussex phone hacking claims against both the News of the World and The Sun. As we reach the tail end of litigation, NGN is drawing a line under disputed matters, some of which date back for more than 20 years. In arguing his case, the Duke of Sussex has alleged a secret agreement existed between him, Buckingham Palace and News Group Newspapers, which stopped News Group Newspapers from asserting that the Duke's claim had been brought too late. The judge, Mr. Justice Fancourt, found his claims in relation to the alleged secret agreement were not plausible or credible. It's quite clear there was never such agreement, and it's only the Duke who has ever asserted there was. Mr. Justice Fancourt then dismissed the Duke's phone hacking claims against both the News of the World and The Sun on grounds that the claim had been brought too late. This substantially reduces the scope of his legal claim. The exact nature and scope of any trial of the remainder will be subject to further hearings. So that's the statement from the News Group newspaper, claiming this is a significant victory for them, even if there are some smaller parts of the Duke of Sussex's claims that might still proceed to court. A reminder, of course, that the key reason for that is that the claims has been brought too late. Of course, this is a phone hacking trial that's been dragging on for well over a decade, whereas Prince Harry's claim against Mirror Group newspapers clearly was allowed to go to court, and the Mirror hadn't faced the same scrutiny as the News of the World owner News Group Newspapers had over the course of the early part of the last decade. And Sadia, again, just to wrap things up for us, there are still some parts of the Duke of Sussex claims against News Group Newspapers that could still go to trial. And of course, we still await the verdict on the trial that ran for a good couple of weeks earlier this summer against Mirror Group Newspapers.
Yes, so there are some parts, but it says here that the judge has, of course, refused his permission, which he had tried to amend so that he brings in this secret agreement that he talked about. The judge described the Duke's case in relation to this secret agreement as implausible and inherently unlikely, noting that the only evidence supporting its existence was the Duke's own witness statement, which the judge described as vague and limited. And he says it was contradicted by the Duke's prior evidence and pleadings. The judge then granted News Group newspapers summary judgment in respect of the Duke's alleged allegations of voicemail interception at both the News of the World and the Sun on the grounds that the claim had been brought too late. So yes, while he will be able to bring other matters to court, to trial, he will not be able to bring claims against NGN in relation to phone hacking, which of course we know and we understand to be a really big part of what Prince Harry wanted to establish here. The remainder of his case, which are the allegations of blagging, use of private investigators and surveillance, those will proceed to trial, but the scope of his claim has, of course, been reduced very, very significantly.
So with what you've heard so far, I mean, for me, I just feel, why, I mean, if you're going on for a decade, yeah, why did the court decide that they won't let him bring out what he think he has to show us of the agreement between the royal family and the newspaper? I believe he didn't want to bring it at the time, you know, right now, or the time he went to court to bring this case, and he wanted this case to go on trial. Perhaps he didn't want to bring that secret out. He wanted to bring it at when the case is actually on trial. That's just my mindset. But I think it would have allowed him to just let that be there, because that's part of his evidence. Anyway, here's the court. What do you think? You think it's okay for them to just allow you know? But I'm still very proud of him to take these people on. I'm proud of his boldness to do so. Hopefully we help other people that have been hurt by these different newspapers that have come out to just go after people's private life. So anyway, that's just my take. What's your take? Do leave us a comment, and I'll see you next time. Please don't forget, keep on in your prayer. Pray for these people, pray for these cases, pray for wisdom. We know that they do need wisdom to do the right thing. Anyway, you have a wonderful, wonderful night, evening, afternoon, morning. God bless you. See you next time.